Hello, everyone, and welcome to the third movie flashback. Woohoo! I am happy to have you here. If you are new to this channel, welcome. Click the subscribe button below for future notifications and updates. Click the like button and share this with other movie fans. So, just in case you are wondering what is a movie flashback, well, I will tell you. In filmmaking, a flashback is a scene in a movie set in a time earlier than the main story. In film criticism, there are two types of critiques. First, you have a movie review in which film critics review movies that recently came out and they tell you what they thought of the movies. The second type is academic criticism, in which you take a class at a college or university in film history and watch films of historical significance. The movie Flashback takes film history out of the classroom, and together we go down memory lane talking about films we love. This gives me a chance to go back in time and talk about movies that may be in my collection or in your collection. So, this year we are celebrating the 85th anniversary of the adventures of Robin Hood. Let me repeat that again, folks. This year, we are celebrating the 85th anniversary of the adventures of Robin Hood, starring Errol Flynn and Olivia de Havilland. Holy Moses. It was directed by Michael Curtis and it was released in theaters in May 1938. It won 3 Oscars in 1939 for art direction, film editing, and original score by the great composer Eric Wolfgang Korngold. I got this movie on DVD and it came in a 2 disc set with some interesting extras, including the trailer. So let's go back in time, everybody, in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Ah!
England, in the gallant days when history hung on the fight of an arrow or the slash of a sword, when feudal barons and their bold legions vied for power, ravaging the countryside to live in regal pomp and splendor, when one man alone dared challenge the might of his country's oppressors, one leader and his stalwart band, Robin Hood, outlaw of Sherwood Forest, with Will Scarlet, Friar Tuck, and Little John, and all the other valiant Saxons, robbing the rich to feed the poor, humbling the proud to serve the meek, ready to fight for king, for country, or for maiden fair. Robin Hood, as daring in love as he was in battle, giving his heart to the enchanting Maid Marian, and his sword to the cause of King Richard the Lionheart, defying the armies of the cruel pretender Prince John and his villainous henchman, Sir Guy of Gisborne. Great times were these, when life was filled with battle and romance, and when I tell you that the adventures of Robin Hood with Errol Flynn is the most exciting motion picture treat this old headline hunter has ever had, I am putting it mildly. Now, I'm going to let Robin Hood and his men speak for themselves.
Now, this forest is wide. It can shelter and clothe and feed a band of good determined men. Good swordsmen, good archers, good fighters. Are you with me?
But Richard has no army.
For your highness,
That was good. If my brother happened to be killed,
England would have a new king.
I'm running here. Please, darling, every minute you're here.
Will you come?
Sure.
I've nothing to offer you but life of hardship and danger. We'll be together.
But I love you more than I can. Even a danger would mean nothing if you were with me.
I suppose you realize the penalty for killing a king's deer is death.
Are there no exceptions?
Not only has she consorted with this Saxon rebel, found guilty of outlawry, theft, murder, abduction, and high treason, but she has betrayed her own Norman people.
I know now why you tried so hard to kill this outlaw whom you despised. Because he was the one man in England who protected the helpless against a lot of beasts who had drunk on human blood.
You'll be sorry you interfered.
I'd do it again if you killed me.
That's exactly what was going to happen.
You wouldn't dare to execute the king's ward.
You underestimate him, sire. If we're to save her and your throne, we've got to act now.
Call me traitor.
Yes. Every man here who gives you allegiance.
Have you ran those words down his throat, Your Highness?
From this night on, I use every means in my power to fight you.
Wow, that is what trailers used to look like back in the 30s. The film history geek in me is jumping for joy. So, okay. Back in 2020, I made a YouTube video, moviegoers' favorite films of all time. And in the comment box, I shared my list of my favorite films of all time. So if I remember correctly, the film that came in at number one on the moviegoers' favorite films of all time was The Godfather. However, this film comes in at number one on my personal list. This has been my favorite film of all time for a long time. I saw this film when I was a kid back in the 80s, and I never get tired of watching this film. The DVD is one of my most important movies in my DVD collection. When I am feeling down, I put in this movie and I feel happy again. For me, this is one of the most perfect action adventure films ever made. All the elements came together to make this film, and when I was a kid, I didn't understand why it was such a masterpiece, why I loved it so much. And it wasn't until I became an adult and I studied film history and I watched the extras that I learned what makes this film one of the best films old Hollywood ever made. So here are some fun facts that I found out about this film. This film was produced by Warner Brothers for $2 million, and at that time, it was the most expensive film Warner Brothers made. It was one of the first films that was shot in Technicolor. Actor James Cagney, one of the most famous actors of that time, was originally cast as Robin Hood, but he walked out of his contract with Warner Brothers, so the role went to Errol Flynn. I feel most things in life happens for a reason, and I think Errol Flynn was born to make this film. It wouldn't have been the same without him. Flynn and de Havilland are one of the most iconic on-screen couples in film history. That's why they ended up making 9 films together. The scenes between them is a huge reason why this film is so great. In 1995, the film entered into the National Film Registry. The Library of Congress determined that the film was, quote, culturally, historically, and aesthetically significant, end quote. Therefore, it was selected for preservation. Over the decades since its release, the film industry has made many versions of Robin Hood, both live action and animated, but they all pale in comparison to Errol Flynn's Robin Hood. This film has set the standard that has been unmatched these past 85 years. So, I want to propose a toast to the 85th anniversary of the adventures of Robin Hood. Okay, I got my recyclable cup right here. Cheers! Mm. Mm. I am going to be an Errol Flynn fan until the day I die. So that is all for today, my friends. Thanks for watching, and I will see you next time with another movie flashback. Take care.